And actually, the purpose of this clip is to give a tour of a Firefly from the back of the boat to the front of the boat. Let's start with the rudder. It's a pivoting rudder. When it's down, it's vertical and it works very well indeed. When you come ashore, the rudder is in a raised position. The clamps can be used to keep it in the raised or locked in the down position. There are also uphaul and downhaul ropes. Obviously the tiller is connected to a tiller extension, and the main sheet system runs forward along the boom and down to a normal ratchet lock here. So that's the helmsman's main area, and the helmsman's tow straps are here. There are a couple of control lines led to this area. One is for the kicking strap, which is led to both sides and controls the kicking strap here. There is also a jib halyard control, the details of which we'll cover in a different clip, but that controls the luff of the jib. Moving to the cruise position, we have the jib sheets led to both sides with jammers and a fair lead, the cruise tow straps. The centerboard is a metal center plate which pivots. The rope is used to pull it up. This elastic will make sure it moves down when the rope is released, obviously when you're on the water. There is a clew outhaul adjustment on the boom, which makes the sail go looser or tighter. The mast has a mast heel in the floor of the boat and a mast gate in this area here. Moving forward again, we have a large jib with a window, and the jib overlaps the mainsail by quite some distance. Most of the jibs should have telltales on them. The jib is attached to a forestay, but this is slack, the load being taken on the wire in the jib. At the very front of the boat, we've got a bow fender to protect from any collisions, and all the way along the boat there's a wooden gunnel that also protects in the event of any collisions. On the windward side, we can see the shroud is tight, with the sails filling and pushing that way, and a correctly sailed Firefly going upwind. On the leeward side, it is quite correct that the leeward shroud would be loose and flapping like this. That is normal. That's the Rondar Firefly. Good stuff on the boat. It does look quite nice. Whatever people see in the background, they're looking at as well. The purpose of this clip is just to show that when you're helming a Firefly compared to a 420, when I've sailed 420s, I've generally tacked passing the tiller extension round the back in the tack. But because we like to keep our weight forward in the Firefly, and the tiller extension's able to pass the main sheet when we tack, we tend to tack taking it round the front. So tacking and jibing, we tend to go round the front with the tiller extension, not round the back. That's the main. The purpose of this clip is just to show you a reefed Firefly. So when we're team racing, we like it to be tactical and control orientated. So if a lot of the boats start capsizing, let's say the conditions are about 20 knots, we'll issue the instruction to reef all the boats when the race officer decides. And reefing the mainsail involves taking a large area out of the foot of the mainsail, which can be done very quickly, and then the sail is tied off and secured in that position. So that's the reefed smaller mainsail for strong wind conditions. I'm going to roll the jib now. The purpose of this clip is to show a sail configuration suitable for very high wind conditions, perhaps 26, 27 knots up to 35 knots, where we can still team race effectively in these boats with just the reef mainsail having rolled the jib up completely. We have to keep the jib on the boat because the wire in the jib supports the mast. But in this, the boat is still balanced, behaves well, and you can do effective team racing with the rolled jib. The purpose of this clip is to show you the underneath of the Firefly. The first thing to notice is it's a very rounded shape, both front to back and side to side. And that roundedness means it carries a very wide range of weights. From around 100 kilos to 160 kilos, you can be competitive racing a Firefly in all conditions because of this rounded surfaces. There is also a centre plate which is quite large and explains why the boat performs very nicely going upwind. So this centre plate pivots and goes back into this slot. But generally when we're team racing, most people leave it more or less in the down position, but you are able to adjust it if you want to, and we'll show you how to do that on the other side of the boat. Okay, the purpose of this clip is to show you how the centre plate works from the top of the boat. There is a rubber attachment on the centre plate that prevents it going too far into the boat, and when that's fully back, the centre plate is down. If I pull this rope, it comes up, that would be halfway up, and if I continue to pull, the centre plate comes all the way up into the case and I can jam it off for coming ashore. That's how the centre plate works. If I uncleat, it can go down again. That's the centre plate.